Welcome back to the Krabby Club podcast. I'm your host, Random Victory, and today I have a special guest with me.
Hi, my name's Daisy May. Nice to meet you.
Today we're actually going to be talking about being a small YouTuber, and I'm going to be asking her questions, and let's see her response. So first question is, what inspired you to start making videos?
Well, what inspired me was mostly because I wanted to expand my audience from DeviantArt. I mostly just started my social media presence on DA, and I wanted to do more art stuff and related videos. And I was also inspired by commentary channels mostly to just kind of give out my own thoughts on subjects that I couldn't really do on DeviantArt because the best you could do was do a journal, but I wanted to do more of a video production kind of thing.
What were these channels that inspired you then?
It was mostly like the commentary channels. They were mostly like around drama or anything else like that. But I wanted to talk more about fandom, like Star Wars and what's going on there, and other topics that just really interest me. Or it doesn't really have to be, I guess, fandom-wise, just really anything that interests me.
Well, that's good. So, next question is, how long have you been on YouTube, and have you had any other channels?
No, this is my first time really doing YouTube. I joined back in 2018. So I've been around like roughly maybe 2 years ish kind of. Yeah, 2 years around around that span of time. And I've learned a lot from doing YouTube, and have gotten help from other small YouTubers like me, and just basically learning how to do the whole thing.
What are the other channels that actually helped you and continue this?
Well, I guess I could say like a DeviantArt watcher of mine, he helped me learn different stuff, I think, like with scripts and different stuff on topics. Like the first one is called Stupid Mio. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, Mio, by the way, if you're watching this. But he does mostly gameplay stuff and everything, and he commented on my videos, and he was giving out his thoughts and everything. And the second channel is Phantom 8 Productions. He's helped me a lot on scripts and stuff, and there's been other YouTubers I've asked and talked to and stuff, and it's like it's been an interesting thing going on.
That's good. And for everyone, we both know who Phantom 8 is, and he's a real chill person, and he's actually been on YouTube for a very long time, but he hasn't really uploaded any longer since
Not
a few
at
years ago.
Yeah,
Mostly just memes.
yeah. Well, they're good memes, you know.
Yeah. Okay, next question is, what inspires you to keep making videos, and even when you haven't found success yet?
I guess I just do it for fun for the most part. Like, I'm not worried about the success rate. Like, I like my numbers rising and all, but I feel like I need to just not focus on numbers all the time, otherwise it'll drive me insane. But yeah, I just get inspired by topics, like whether I'm moaning about something happening in Star Wars news or fandom news or whatever. Just if I get inspired and I want to give my thoughts on something, I'll do it.
So, being that you're in a channel that does a lot of art, anime, Star Wars, and sometimes some other topics, how do you choose those topics? Do you just choose them at random?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, whatever I think of, it's like if there's something going on recently with Star Wars, like there's this big news topic I want to cover, or I feel like I can add more to the argument because there's a lot of people who do cover it. I just feel like I can add my own kind of argument or twist on it that would be a kind of a fresh and new kind of thing. With art, I just figure like I just think of what I do with my own techniques or whatever, and
Okay.
yeah, it's just mostly
So,
what I'm passionate for.
so how long does it take to make videos, and what kind of software do you use?
I mostly use Sony Vegas. Mostly, that usually works for me. I use OBS to screen record my speed paints, and I for like art itself, like by itself, I use Clip Studio Paint to do my stuff, and it's like a mix of all of that. So yeah.
So, for anyone starting out, what advice would you give them anyway?
Well, I would just say like do what you really like to do. And kind of just figure out like what your niche is, I guess. Like if you want to do, I don't know, gameplay, try it out and see how it goes. If you want to do art, just think of something new to bring to the table.
All
And
right.
that's all I could really say.
Now, this question is kind of weird, but what video would you create if you had an unlimited budget? Anything. There's no
I w-
limit.
I would create like my own Star Wars fan series, like an animated. If I had like the resources and people to do it, I would create an animatic with stuff that, oh well, not animatic, like fully animated. If I had like the crew and everything to do it, and I would do that as because that's something I've always wanted to do, but I couldn't do it at this very moment because I don't have the resources or skills to fully pull it off.
You being a YouTuber that does voiceovers for your videos, have you done voice acting for anyone else?
Yeah, a little bit. Like I don't do the voice acting thing as much anymore, but I have done work for people for a guy called Crusader Studios. He does mostly stop motion, clone trooper kind of stories like with the clone troopers in Star Wars and everything. I've also done voice work for Seven Cubed Films, and it was like a fully animated kind of fan series with, again, clone troopers, and I played a very small role in that. The series is still ongoing, by the way. It's just it's really, how can I
Takes
put
a
it,
lot of time.
it takes a lot of time. Yes, that's the term. Yeah.
So,
So,
I can tell that you really like Star Wars.
oh
And
yeah.
what do you think of Star Wars right now?
I think it has its ups and downs. Like there's a lot of stuff that's hasn't gone over well, like the sequel trilogy or like a Star Wars Resistance or stuff like that. Those shows and stuff that's really lacking in writing. I think they do need to get their game together on those kinds of stories. But as for the like stuff like the Clone Wars or the Mandalorian, I think that's where it really shines right now. I feel like Star Wars doesn't have the hit, like what's the term? The charm it had back several years ago when George Lucas was still in charge. So I think there could be a lot of improvement, but there's still some aspects of it that's really good.
So, from your videos, you do a lot of different kind of videos. Sometimes from speed paints to just painting while doing voiceovers, and doing analysis videos on a few other things. On your anime ones, how did you come up with those?
Like the anime reviews and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I just okay. I'm gonna use one of my videos as an example. There was an anime called Twinkle Rock Me Nora, and it was hard not to like cover it it because of how bad it was, and it was so hilariously bad. Like I just had to give my 2 cents on it because the frames were like running at 2 frames per second. It was very the story was jarring and that there was no rhyme or reason to it. So it was like, wow, how can I not cover this? It was great. I liked it was fun to cover, especially because I had to remake some of the frames from the anime to see if I could actually do it better. Now that's remains to be seen, but I had a lot of fun making that video. And out of fact, like Phantom Ape Productions did help me on that script a little bit, and he he thought the anime was really something.
Are you plan to do anything like that one anytime soon?
Yeah. There's like a anime that came before that that's somehow a lot better than its sequel. So I do plan to review that eventually, and pretty much any other anime that I could think of.
Now, your channel is pretty consistent with the subjects you take. Or you plan to go beyond those subjects you're taking right now?
Not that much because I don't want to make it too much of a mixed bag. I don't like. I think there's some problems with like at least some YouTubers I've seen where like I mean they're a lot bigger than I am, but I've seen like some of them like do like 10 million different kinds of content, and that could alienate the audience. So I rather just keep it on a plain, like a consistent schedule or series or playing field. Like it's just kind of like normal, like just a little schedule of mine or a pattern of mine, I guess you could say. And I don't really, other than like covering subjects that I have like thoughts on, I don't think I will branch out unless I really just see something that I want to really try and see how that works.
Okay. So, being that your videos aren't on a schedule, when do you actually just feel like just making a video? When you just feel like it's been too much time?
Usually like if it's 2 months, I've been like, I'll be like, oh dang, I haven't uploaded in a while. I should do that. And also like whenever I really, really feel like making a video is when I find something that I just want to cover and I feel like, I have the urge to make a video. Sometimes I'll even go out and look for stuff to talk about or anything like that. So it's all according on what, like, if I have time during the day to do it or whatever subject that I want to cover. So if I'm really passionate about it, it'll get out really fast. If not so, maybe it'll take a little bit more time.
Now, do you take requests from your viewers on the subjects you'll talk about?
Not really, no. People do ask me, like, are you gonna make this video? You're gonna make that video? And I was like, well, it's just, I guess it all according if it just interests me or not. Like, if I'm not gonna make a video on nothing I really know about, unless it's like a really big thing that I want to cover, then I'll research it. But yeah, I usually don't, because it's like there's this, unless I ask for it myself. It's usually when I don't really have a lot of ideas, so I will ask people, but most of the time, not really.
Alright. So, how is it being a small YouTuber during this time on YouTube?
Hard, I could say. Like, the algorithm is not very small YouTuber friendly. Like, sometimes, like, a video will take off. Like, my storytime art theft video, that got, like, 1.7K, and
Okay.
while another video I'm relatively passionate about or something doesn't take off at all. Like, I felt like my Captain Marvel video was kind of a failure within views, but that's okay. Like, the algorithm can be very weird, and I haven't actually suffered any copyright strikes or anything like that yet. I've only had it like once, and I can usually find some way to get around it.
Okay. Now, what kind of suggestions would you give people that are trying to start a channel like yours?
Just don't let like the amount of views get to you, I guess, because it's good to be mindful when something doesn't stick, but at the same time, like, don't get too discouraged if something doesn't take off right away.
So, for our final question is, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years on YouTube? Or just anything in general?
Well, I mean, I'll probably hit the 100 subscriber mark eventually, but I don't know if I will see myself on YouTube 5 years later or still be uploading, because it's all according to what life is going to be like in 5 years. So I can't say I have a sure answer for that.
Okay. But hey, anything can change. I mean, you're pretty close to 100, so I doubt it will take 5 years to get there.
No,
Probably
not.
Probably by the end of the year.
Yeah, probably just it'll probably just take the right video to take off, and then people will start to subscribe, feel the need to check out my other videos and stuff, and it'll probably be, I'll probably hit 100 soon. So.
Alright, so personally, my favorite video is actually the anime one she was actually talking about. I really enjoyed that one. It was really well done, and it was a really good video.
Thank you.
And alright, everyone, so we're about to end, but you can also check out Daisy on her social medias that are
Daisy May 567 on Instagram, Daisy May on DeviantArt, Daisy May on YouTube, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
no Twitter yet?
No, I have one. It's just like I don't use it that much.
Alright, so don't worry everyone, the links will be down below so you can check out her work and everything she posts. So thank you all for listening, and I hope you have a great day. So until next time.